go further than everything. Everything in the way of further than itself, beyond itself. With this, one will not take on the karmic difficulties from anyone or anything. It will turn into purifying instead. From not grasping for the non-grasping itself, simultaneously with everything, this will be beyond being specific. That will decrease the burdens of taking on the frequencies, the Vedana, the karmic difficulties of samsara. Samsara as a whole includes everyone and everything, including all your followers. If you want to bless and help unwind for any dimensions or realms of existence, it cannot be specific to certain dimensions or realms of existence. It has to be beyond dimensions, beyond everything, beyond the beyond, from not grasping for the non-grasping itself with everything. Everything that is not about anything within everything, that will be purifying without traces. This will cleanse the causes of karmic habits. For the enlightened ones, they also use this way, because they also have the habits, which is the cause of karma, cause of suffering. And whenever they use the body, mind, the vessel, the karmic habits will be arising. And it's been created karma through the vessel. Therefore, it cannot be specific. It has nothing to do with the body, mind. It has to go beyond it. That which has nothing to do with disengaging or not. That is helping through unwinding altogether. Everything in the way of beyond everything. Going further than everything. To help unwind for samsara is like helping unwind for the followers. The amount is much more. So how to help them? You have to go beyond samsara. That which is not even, it isn't it itself. Everything is beyond everything. Going further than everything. Then it will not be specific within or without, internal or external. That is the purification of sunyata nibbana for samsara. You cannot reject your karmic habits of practicing from the past, which is very much so. And this kind of karmic habit is pulling you down. Always being specific, always focusing. There is always oneself that is hanging there. However, use often the great compassion through everything. This will purify and dissolve being specific. There's a lot of this, but open up for the great compassion to work with everything. The conclusion will be concluded inside of you. The karmic habits within oneself and samsara is the same thing. So when you help unwind for samsara, you will have to confront the karmic habits of oneself, of self-significance. So you cannot clash with oneself or samsara. You have to go beyond it. From not involved within the non-involvement itself. You have to go further. No clashing within oneself or samsara. Don't waste the time in it. Don't be stuck with just the frequencies, clashing anything. Go beyond everything, not involved within the non-involvement itself with everything. Use the great compassion to purify. The intentions or the thoughts of the great compassion need to be used. You need to yield. If you don't yield, there is no ending of self-importance. Yielding to even the yielding itself. There is no need to be worried about taking on of the frequencies, the Vedana. When there is yielding, then yielding will happen. Be direct, yielding. There is no need to think over or ponder with anything. Then there will be unwinding from the unwinding itself constantly. Even those Mara or the evil, the devils, they also locked up by the power of the graces. They also have to yield. And when they can yield, they can be liberated. Yielding is even beyond letting go. Yield even to yielding itself. Then there is unwinding and releasing. And when there is the habit of maintaining mindfulness, awareness, maintaining the knowing, consciousness, that is the projection, that is confronting there. Therefore, it's just producing the Vedana, the frequencies. That which has nothing to do with disengage or engaging with everything simultaneously. No clashing within or without. Using the essence that not creating clashes to help unwind. When there is entanglement, you will feel that there is a lot of difficulties and confusion. Or complications. Whenever you are being specific, there is the unbearableness. Because the habit of projecting is stuck there already. Therefore, you have to take on fully from karmic difficulties. So just remind yourself that which has nothing to do with projecting or not projecting, having agenda or not. You see those of your followers who die in the plane crash, they are stuck in the projection of the awareness, because that is the Vedana, the frequencies. The awareness has the frequencies. It is the suffering in itself. It is the Vedana, the frequency in itself. Whatever you use, even concentration, meditation has it. It is lightly there, but it is there. Even in contemplation, there is in itself the Vedana, the frequencies, according to its level. It's different than the people. If you say, okay, let's go ahead, whatever happens. If we're gonna die, it will happen. So if you use the projection of the mind, the frequencies will be pressing down on the awareness, on the projection of the mind. yield the yielding itself, yield to the yielding itself. There is no need to fight or to lose, to win or to lose with yourself, within yourself. Yield to the yielding itself. This will be unwinding, discarding the unwinding itself by itself. This is not about cutting. There is natural cutting. Yield to yielding itself. The unwinding will discard itself naturally. It is not about unwinding from anything. This is not about an act to create unwinding. This is not even about practicing wisdom. To practice anything is adding on. Listen directly. Let's enter the essence of the great compassion. There is no such a true solitude or true seclusion. Let's shift it into the essence of the great compassion instantly. Your followers will also unwound. They will be unwound naturally. Don't look at them because it will enter individual lanes of opinions and meanings and karmic difficulties. Everything is awakened. Everything is brightened out through the essence of not involved within the non-involvement itself. You see, those who are in the lower dimensions, they will be uplifted. There is no need to try to be specific to help them. They will release naturally by themselves from whatever they are in their lower places of their mind. Everything is from not grasping for the non-grasping itself. And everything doesn't grasp itself naturally. This conclusion is the purification of itself. It has nothing to do with grasping or not grasping. Just keep on listening. It will cleanse all the angles of opinions and meanings totally, no matter whose opinions. It has nothing to do with grasping or not grasping. Everything. Simultaneously with everything. All the habits will be dissolved naturally. Each sentence is the essence of cutting deluded knowing. It will work out by itself. Every sentence is the essence of the enlightenment. Whenever you use it, it will do the work of cutting through naturally by itself. There is no complication here. Just don't use the way, the methods of letting go. Don't use it. Or the way of cutting or trying to put down or to let go. Don't use methods and ways as such. That which has nothing to do with cutting or not cutting. Listen directly. And it will not encourage your karmic habits, whatever karmic habits that you have. The attempt to let go or to end, that is your karmic habits from the past. The grasping mind overlaying the habits to cut, to let go. Don't encourage such karmic habits from the past. listen directly, that which has nothing to do with grasping or not grasping, that which has nothing to do with ending or not ending. This will protect you from those habits. That which has nothing to do with ending or not ending, over or not over, with everything simultaneously. Whoever that is aiming towards getting over anything, it will be dissolved. The way of letting go cannot be used. It is poisonous because it is still a path, a way, which is the cause of karma, cause of suffering itself. And the suffering itself, the path itself is the suffering, the karma, and the practice of suffering. So listening, ending will be according to listening, ending the listening itself.